Krunchy. Stays crunchy. Milk.
So Grand Theft Auto 6 was delayed for its second time today. It's not as well. It's going to come out in May of next year, and now been pushed all the way to November of next year, a year from now, November 19th of 2026. Came out of the blue today. I thought that was crazy wild to me. And at this point, my head is of a couple of months about it. I realized Grand Theft Auto was like the game. Everybody probably has owned a copy or plays it or something. But I'm like,
I've never played a Grand Theft Auto game in my entire life.
I've only I played two. I played the one on the DS, which was called Chinatown Wars, and I played 5. And 5 came out on the Xbox 360 and the PS3 in 2013. Now, it has been re-released on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, re-released on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series consoles. It's on PC. They keep dropping it, and it keeps selling. But it ain't been a new GTA since 2013. And I'm like, that is basically 2 console generations have passed since a new GTA has dropped. And I wonder if the Gen Zs who we be taking aim at to play this game would even care about this game. You know what I'm saying? I get that, like I said, our generation of gamers, our mine and your generations of gamers, you know, some people do get down with GTA, but I'm like, this is a different crop, and I wonder if they care. And when you keep pushing it out further, and then I think also I'm like, the things in the game they're supposed to be satirizing or parodying also kind of lose, I don't know, shape or whatever form, because it's been so long since they happened. You know, we don't really go around making Florida Man jokes anymore, you know? And so I wonder if that will hold up. And I mean, I get it. It'll probably still be the highest selling, you know, whatever of all time, like its predecessor. But it also seems like y'all got to chill with this shit, man. Just put it out. They keep saying it's got to be perfect, and I'm like, I don't know if that's true. And what do they call it? There's an adage about that: perfection being the thief of something. But I don't know, man. Is it joy?
I believe it's joy.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, yeah, it's thieving up also all of the joy of being able to go fuck around in Vice City, which I've never done before, so it'd be new to me. So, like, come on, man, just put the game out. But I'm sure something is broken. And what it is, they build entire actual running cities as a simulation, and I'm sure doing that on a grander scale, 13 years later, probably leads to a lot of computer bugs or just situations that need to be addressed. But geez Louise. You know, like, what was it? It was Duke Nukem Forever. Literally took like 10 years to come out. And when it finally came out, it was just ass. It had switched owners and stuff. The company that was going to make it went out of business. Somebody else bought it to make sure that they're like, we're going to still put it out. And when they finally put it out, it's like, yeah, this is trash. Now I get it. Grand Theft Auto, Take-Two, and Rockstar, they're nobody's 3D Realms, Duke Nukem kind of guys. These are people who are actually working on the game and remaining in business. And in the meantime, they still contribute because they have Grand Theft Auto Online still making money for them. So there's action there. But it's also like, it's kind of fucking absurd, right? That this has been this kind of wait between sequels, I guess. I can't call it. Well, I did call it, and that's what I've called about it. But still, it's random to me that such a thing has occurred. I know that's 2 weeks straight. I don't talk about video games on this show. I'm sorry, y'all. It's one of my things. I'm very much into it, and it was supposed to be one of the founding things we did on this show. We were supposed to talk about video games. It's going to be a part of what we did on this show. We just don't do it that often. Although technically we talk about them every week. We just kind of are old and play the same games every week. So what am I supposed to do with that?
Yeah, shit, I haven't played Call of Duty in a week now.
You get a new one next week? Week after? When is
I think it comes out the 14th.
Yeah. So here in the very short order. So are they once again redoing Warzone, like fresh map or whatever? I don't know.
No, not until next year.
Oh,
Which fine by me. I love Verdansk, but like I don't get to play all the time. You know.
you got a life you live. And that's okay.
Well, it's that, and like, my playing is sometimes dependent on other people being available.
Yeah.
So, and then some of the people also are playing Battlefield 6 now.
Their Warzone clone has come out.
I installed it, but I haven't played it yet.
I wonder. It's interesting because it's different. It's like a ring of fire coming in and it kills you. Like the fire, like
yeah. I've watched some people play it, like stream it a little bit, just so I get a sense of what it looks like.
Yeah,
it looks really beautiful.
Graphically,
I have no personal experience with it, but it looks nice.
God, I hadn't played a Battlefield. Man, Battlefield Hardline, which is probably like when GTA came out, like 2013, might have been the last Battlefield I played. Or what's the ones they had? They have the ones that are like Battlefield, like Band of Brothers or some shit. Like it was like a Battlefield game where it was like two people, like two characters you played with and ran around with. Man, let's go research a little Battlefield, y'all, while we chatting about it. I can't think of the name of those games. Battlefield. Wikipedia should give me. Yeah, there it is. Battlefield. Bad Company. It was Bad Company and Bad Company 2 are a couple of Battlefield games that I remember playing way back on the Win. And again, that was, if I look at the Bad Company came out in 2008. But like I said, I'm pretty sure I played Hardline, which is 2015. So yeah, I've gotten some Battlefield in not necessarily recently, but in my day. But also Battlefield's weird. It doesn't play like COD. And if you're very used to COD, it's like, okay, let's get used to how we do this. There's roles, you know what I'm saying? Basically, you got your healer and your tank and stuff like that you have roles like that in Battlefield. And it's like, so, and motherfuckers got to be on their game, you know what I'm saying? You got to have somebody be doing their medic duties and not running off, you know what I'm saying, all by themselves and so forth. So it's kind of one of those weird things about that. But even though you die from the Ring of Fire, I think you got like 2 respawns in Battlefield. So
I know when I was watching, to get at least one free one.
Yeah. And
like where you die and then like within like 30 seconds, you just come right back for free.
Yeah. So there's some whatever there. I've been I'll talk about it, I guess. No, can't talk about it now because why not? But The Simpsons in Fortnite happened started this past weekend. It was so the service was so packed that I couldn't even get in to play it until like basically Sunday. I tried multiple times on Saturday and it was just like would not happen. The service were jammed. I was like, wow, it's crazy. Everybody's trying to get into Springfield. And then I got to Springfield and I was like, okay, I can see why. This is amazing. It's a 1-to-1 perfect recreation of Springfield. And I immediately was dropping and I was like, where am I going to land? Where am I going to land? And I immediately know the house. And so I immediately just go to Evergreen Terrace and go into the Simpsons house and go run around their house collecting stuff and sitting on the couch and so forth. And there's so many cool, if you know the Simpsons, I mean, OG know the Simpsons. I'm not saying new people who watch the Simpsons more recently won't get something out of it, but OG Simpsons heads, this is for you. It's just chock full of so much good, fun content. And steamed hams, if you get that joke, and stuff going on with Comic Book Shop and Nelson doing ha, and it's a really, really fun situation. I might might go ahead and buy the Battle Pass because I kind of want to. So I would highly recommend if you are a gamer and gets down with if you get down with Fortnite just a little bit, to check out this Simpsons situation, because it's very, very cool. It looks amazing. And then I'm just thoroughly impressed by their efforts to make bring Springfield into ooh, I can hear my phone buzzing. Let me move that from the speaker. Into Fortnite. Fortnite has a real good package for doing cell shaded cartoon kind of graphics. They've done it for like Dragon Ball and Invincible and Avatar and so forth and so on. So they got that locked, and it looks really, really good on for the Simpsons. Like really works out well. And I think that's so dope. Let me see. Jump over here. Raiders Broncos. Man, once again, Thursday night games really leaving something to be.
I think they plan it like that, you know, because it's like, well, because think about it, like you want like the good games on like prime time. These Thursday night games, people are going to watch them regardless. And so it's like, you can't have all the good games on like a Thursday or something because it's like everyone knows it's a lesser product. The players only get a couple days rest. The games are usually a shit show.
Yeah.
So like, just throw a game up there that no one really gives a fuck about otherwise. That now you're forcing us to watch because it's the only option. Because you know, like we're fucking slaves to the system.
Fair point. The Broncos are doing surprisingly well this season. And
yeah, like record-wise, but play-wise, like they keep having to come from behind because they're fucking inconsistent.
Record-wise, sometimes it's all we got to lean on. And currently, the 7-2 Broncos are playing the 2-6, 2-7 Raiders,
and they're losing. So they've got them right where they want them.
I think because of years of being trained that Thursday night games meant Detroit versus somebody, Dallas versus somebody. Who actually, oddly enough, if you look back over the years, Detroit and Dallas have been terrible pretty much the stretch of my life. So I guess you're right. Thursday night games have always been kind of ass, even on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was just the tradition of it, you know?
Yeah. That's hadn't even considered that way, but guess what? The Cowboys been bad for a long time, and Detroit only recently started getting good. So, yeah. Thursday night football.
Detroit's interesting, too, because, like, some games they play, and they look like, oh, my God, they're about to drop 70 on this team. And then, like, the next week, they're like, man, they can't get cross midfield.
I never know if I'm allowed to speak on other teams because my team is so awful.
Oh, the Browns are fucking trash. If we were over here glazing the Browns, then, like, people could, like, tear into us for saying anything negative about somebody else. Right. But our team sucks ass. We know it. The fucking analytics guru, it was announced today that he's dipping out finally after the last 10 years. Paul DePodesta, the guy from the Moneyball movie, he's taking a job with the Colorado Rockies now, so he's finally out of here. He wanted to try his hand at football, didn't succeed, and now he's running back to baseball.
Man, the Rockies are really terrible too. So maybe he can bring them some success.
I'll find a bunch of cheap guys that can pummel a ball and you know, was that high altitude or whatever?
Yeah.
Just shoot fucking piss missiles across the fucking wall up there.
Man, if I weren't scared of getting hit by a ball and could, you know, maybe swing a bat at a ball, I'd like to go up to like Denver and just try my hand at cracking up. I was never gonna be made for baseball, man.
I was never really afraid of it, but like looking back on it, I probably should have been.
It's a healthy fear.
Yeah. Like I even like when I played like organized baseball in 7th grade. Yeah. Because like when I was in 8th grade, we didn't have enough people for a team.
Yeah.
And so I didn't play Little League or anything like that. So it was my only year of baseball. And I remember like the one day the one assistant coach took me into like the batting cage thing they had set up because we practiced in the basketball gym.
Okay.
Like, and well, like not all, like majority of the time we did. The other times we went to like the little league parks that were like behind the school, but like we practiced a lot in the gymnasium. And they had like the theater stage area that like we didn't have like some schools have like just a theater hall.
Yeah.
We were a Catholic school that had like the basketball court, and then behind the basketball court was a raised stage.
Yep.
So they would pull the bleachers out so that like they could run plays and do shit back there in front of the basketball court. But anyway, so they had set up like a enclosed tarped area back there, and it was like going to be like the de facto batting cage for us. And so the assistant coach takes me in there the one practice, and he doesn't tell me this, but I pick up on it pretty quickly. The thing he took me in there for was so he could just throw at me. Like he was trying to hit me with the ball. I think he was trying to teach me how to get out of the way of the ball. But like he didn't like go in there and tell me that's what we were working on. He just started throwing inside pitches trying to hit me in the arm.
Like, sir, do you know I have a bat? This could be a problem for both of us, okay? Man, adults suck.
That was interesting too, because when I did we had to actually try out for that team, and so I did the tryouts, and like I didn't slide. I was a big kid even back then, and they wanted us to try to slide into second and shit. But like we did the tryouts in the gym, so they wanted me to slide on the basketball court into a second base, and I'm like, I'm not fucking doing that. So I just ran through the whole thing. I just skipped sliding, and I ran to second, then I ran home. Yeah, and so like. But like I could crush the fucking ball. Like I could hit like a motherfucker. Like I batted probably like 700 that season.
Oh like, my God. They were serving you up.
Yeah, dude, like I had an amazing eye for and like I had a lot of power. Yeah. I was just slow. But like I did the tryout, and then like they announced the teams while I was on vacation in Florida. Yeah. So like I missed the announcements, and then like I came back, and like everyone in the class was telling me that I didn't make the team, and I was like, oh shit, that sucks. But like I was like, all right, well, let me show up to the first practice just to confirm. Yeah. So like my grandmother drove me up to like the first practice the one day, and I went up to the coaches, and I was like, hey, I wasn't here when you guys announced the teams. I'm like, but I was told I didn't make it. I just wanted to make sure that was, right or whatever. I said it as like a little kid though. Like I didn't sound so professional. Yeah. But he's like, no, you made the team. He goes, the other Daniel didn't make the team. Ah. And it was just funny because like that Daniel like was like swearing that he had made the team and this, that, and the other. And then to find out that like, nah, son. And I felt bad too, because I was like, I used to hang out with him like at his house sometimes. Yeah. But then he kind of became like the Daniel that we kind of picked on too. And there was like I didn't like, looking back on it, I didn't like doing some like fucking with people sometimes, but like when people fuck with you, sometimes you just gotta like go back at them. But like I kind of regret it now as an adult.
It's rolling with the punches, kind of like you're just trying to fit in, especially that time, 7th, 8th grade. Yeah, it's like, okay, everybody's making fun of this girl for. In my case, smelling like fish. That was the joke. This girl smells like fish.
So it was like the one girl. Oh, she had like a sleepover with a couple friends, and they came back to school and told us that she stuffed her bra and this, that, and the other.
Yeah, it's always some nonsense like that. So of course we just make fish jokes all the time about this girl. And then I remember chopping it up with her one day. She goes, "I don't smell like fish," and I don't know why they say I smell like fish. And I felt so shitty about it. And I go, "You're absolutely correct. That's some whole shit." And I don't know why we have this in us to just be like, let's make fun of people. This is one dude. I can tell you his name right now. And if you're out there and you hear this ever in life, Reginald Barfield, giant-headed kid. He had a big head. And we used to make fun of him and call him Truck or whatever, this, that, and the third. And it's just like, it's just dumb. I, in high school, got nicknamed by somebody, Tweety Bird. That's what they call me. Call me Tweety Bird. They call my man Sean Tiny. We was Tweety Bird and Tiny because we was two big giant dudes. You know what I'm saying? I was the big black one. He was the big white one. Tweety Bird and Tiny. That's what we were. And that's what stuck. And it's stuck in situations where I was around that dude. So only like that particular dude called us that. And now oddly enough, to this day, me and Sean call each other Tweety and Tiny. So I mean, I guess it stuck sort of. But it's just like, I don't know, man. It just, we're weird. We got probably our own shit going on. So we're like, let me put it off on somebody else so I can feel a little better about myself. And yeah, God, I mean, again, being the kid sucks, being the adult sucks.
I was talking about this like with a buddy recently about because he's got kids in high school right now, and he's always like gets nervous when he hears about like an incident at the school.
Yeah,
for obvious reasons.
Yeah,
and I told him too. I'm like I couldn't imagine being a kid now. I'm like it seemed hard when we were in school, but like if I got picked on at school, then at least I could go home and I didn't have people fucking posting about me on social media or sending me private messages constantly and shit. Yeah. It's like at least I got like some sort of peace. It's for at least a little bit. Even if I was upset about what had happened, I still got away from it for a while. Yeah. But you just constantly been bombarded with people's bullshit nonstop 24/7. I get like I don't condone, but I understand why like there's more incidents now than there was when we were younger.
Lee's last 2 years of high school were always something awful. I consistently was getting calls from the guidance counselor saying somebody said this shit, and I'm just like, I'm gonna be honest. Open. You got to get real open and honest, people. Okay, Treehouse of Trust here. Okay, let's be cool. They hit me up one day and said somebody told me your kid is selling drugs. My kid. And I'm like, really? Yeah, they're selling apparently a number of different drugs. And I'm like, my child who doesn't leave their room. like they go to school, I take them there, I come and collect them, they go to their room. I gotta tell you, not a lot of opportunity to be moving weight. I gotta just let you know. Also, I don't even know where they'd be getting drugs and or money to buy drugs to sell drugs. But sure thing. And the counselor's like, we just had to let you know. And we've looked into it and blah, blah, yeah, schmackety. I go, and of course nothing pans out. But it's just what it is. People who want to be shitty to somebody will go say, your kid did this. They'll go tell anybody or authority to try to get them in trouble. Because that's how shitty kids are these days. And so I was like, huh. But that was a wild one. That was an adventure right there. And so I'm with you on that. Kids have had to lead a much shittier version of what we went through. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, it's like a society. I think that's like it's a lot harder to feel self-worth and not feel judged because now like your popularity and what you perceive as value is quantified by likes and retweets and comments.
Yep.
Like we had like popular kids back then, but you had your friends. Yeah. Like even like, loner kids per se had people that talk to them.
Saying that, oftentimes the popular kids, I'd still interact with some of the popular kids just by way of nature. You know what I'm saying? Because school, it's just like whatever. I know somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody. It was just, you were like, what is it? Like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. You know what I'm saying? I love telling you this is hilarious to me. When I figured this out, I think when he started coaching the Colts, I went to high school with Jeff Saturday. Jeff Saturday's last year was like I think a year before my last year. We're like the same age. Remember, I failed the 4th grade, so I did an extra year of school. And I was like, "Oh shit, I know that. I know Jeff Saturday. I know Jeff Saturday. Jeff Saturday was a cool dude in high school to me, and would try to get me to play football because I was a big dude. And I did. I tried like spring football once, and I was like, not really for your boy, but I tried it. and so I laughed when I'm like, is that the Jeff Saturday I went to high school with? When they announced he was going to coach the Colts for like, he came in like to coach after they fired their coach. And it sure as shit was. And I was like, that's crazy to me. That's the guy I went to school with and knew and took chemistry with or biology. I can't remember one of the science classes. So it's like, people know people. And it's just, and I don't think that's a thing. I wonder if popular people is even still a thing, Like, is there those are the popular kids? Because what is popularity at this point in time? Is it you got more IG followers? Is it, how does that work?
That'd be my assumption.
Yeah, but that's a weird measurement because then it's like that's popular based on what? It's not popular based on who's in school with you, right? It would be based on the globe. because you can be followed by anybody.
Well, I mean, that's the world we're in now, though. It's a global world. It's no longer a local thing. People get famous on fucking TikTok, and I have to imagine kids stream like these streamers.
Oh yeah,
pop up out of nowhere. Yeah, so it's like some of these kids are probably streaming Fortnite and shit, and I can't imagine the dynamic of it all. Like, I appreciate that I grew up when I did, because like I got a taste of the old ways and a little taste of the new, but I didn't have to be fully immersed in either one.
I that's one of the things I always tell people about. It's like, bro, I came up in a time when it was landlines and dial-up internet, and I've made my way to a phone that's always in my hand, and and
like I've made calls on rotary phones before.
Yeah.
I remember what it's like to have the phone in the kitchen with the 20-foot cord so that you could go talk in the other room.
Yep. And once upon a time, cordless phones, with the antenna.
Oh, yeah.
I've lived this life, and I feel like that's kind of like, okay, I've got to watch this, everything kind of this grow, and where you had to wear seatbelts, because once upon a time you didn't. Need you to know. Once upon a time, they was like, nah, you don't need a seatbelt. Then they figured out, oh shit, as it turns out, wearing seatbelts helps. Who knew? And wait. Not only did you not have to wear them, they didn't have to put them in the car. Like the manufacturers of automobiles did not have to give you seatbelts. It could be an extra. You could buy it. But
you don't need that extra weight weighing you down. You need to go fast.
Man. Oh, this life. I gotta tell y'all bang with it. All right, we'll rap to you. Some fun lyrics. It's one of my favorite lyrics. I could rap it to you like they rap it to you, but I'm kind of gonna probably just kind of groove to it. We'll see. Because once I get going, we'll get going. I'm a b-boy. Standing in my b-boy stance, hurry up and give me the microphone before I bust in my pants. The mad author of anguish, my language polluted. Onyx's heavyweight and still undisputed. You took the words right out my mouth and I walk a mile in my shoes. I paid so many dues. I feel used and abused and so confused. Excuse me. For example, I'm an inspiration of a whole generation. And unless you got 10 sticky fingers, it's an imitation, a figment of your imagination. But wait, it gets worse. I'm not watered down, so I'm dying of thirst. Coming through with a scam, foolproof plan. B-boys make some noise and just slam. It's good, people. Welcome to it. It's episode 588. And I didn't think of nothing unique to say about it, so there you go. I'm your host, Interstate 713, joined by the other host, the Right Reverend Lunchbox, 2099.
What up?
Preach a word for him, brother. Preach a word. It's a vibey night. You know what I'm saying? I'm cooling. I have had I don't even know. I don't know what busy. I don't know. To call it busy is whatever. I worked. I chilled. I feel like I've been running all over God's creation. That is because, and you patrons will get a wee trial of this that I'm going to put together here. I filmed it already, just to put together. I did at one point leave the house. Okay, so I'm on Instagram. My man Fowler, cousin Cecil on Instagram. If you're trying to get down, post in line at the Taco Bell that the Baja Blast pie is available, and I'm like, oh bitch, because I've been hearing about it, and I know they've been saying it's coming. And
I sent it to you on Instagram at like 9:30 this morning.
I didn't see that. It was not in the messages. I promise you I did not see it. My apologies, but I knew that it was coming, and I knew they said every store only got 12 pies. And so they was going to be real quick. And once they're gone, apparently. Now, I don't know if that's true, if that'll hold on. Maybe they're getting 12 at a time, you know what I'm saying, over a period of time. But initially what I'd read was 12 pies per store. That's it. And so I was like, I jump in the app, and I'm like, it's not on the app. Let me call them. So I tried to get their number out of the app. Guess what? They don't put their phone numbers in the app, but the internet is the internet. So I called him like, hey, you got the Baja Blast fire? He goes, yeah, we got it. I'm like, cool, I'm about to slide through. Literally said that to this person. and I run upstairs and I go to Vanessa, should I waste $20 on a Baja Blast pie? And I explained to her, like, it's rare. It's today only situation, apparently, you know what I'm saying? And blah, blah, blah. And she's like, all right. So I'm like, cool. So I slide out. I go grab the pie. I try to take a picture of drive-through. It doesn't come out in the way I like. Their drive-through boards are LCD screens. So it had a little bit of a waviness to it that I don't enjoy in my photos. But drove to the window, got it. The ladies in the window were like, you got to let us know how that is. And I'm like, oh, don't worry. I'm going to film a whole thing about it. So I set it in my car seat. I take a picture of it in the car seat. I go home. I put it in the fridge. I look at the bottom. It says, let thaw in the fridge for 1.5 hours and enjoy within 4 hours after that to get the real cold icebox kind of pie situation. And I'm like, okay, well, that seems like a good time. I put it in the freezer, kind of not necessarily I forget about it. I'm just not thinking about it. I'm working. I'm doing everything else. And it gets around, what did I have to do? Vanessa wanted me to go pick up a script from her for CBS. So I go and get scripts for CBS. And I'm like, oh, shit, I need to try this pie in its little window. I'm like, it's probably past the 4 hour situation. If it's 11:30, 11:12, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it was definitely just leaving outside of that 4 hour window. They recommended. So I go get the ring light. I set up everything, and I start. You know what I'm saying, and I go and look up where because I remember they initially announced this at basically a Taco Bell style Apple event, like a developers conference. There was a Taco Bell. I was like, when did they announce this? I know they announced this. I feel like they announced this a year ago, or far further back than whatever. And I found that information, and so when my little intro was about when it's got announced, I'm going to actually stick the video. When I make this video, I'm going to stick the announcement in there so you can kind of see when Taco Bell announced it. This was actually announced in February of 2024, so nearing 2 years since they first said, "Hey, we're going to make a Baja Blast pie," and then it finally is out there as on the day we record this, which is the 11th of November, 2025. And so I slid through and got it, and I tried it on the We Tried, and like I said, patrons, I'll give it to you. Hopefully here sooner than later, and good times to have it all. So I guess in the middle of the day, I have left the house a couple of times today to go make some runs, and maybe that's why I'm feeling like it was such a busy day. But I can't call it if it actually was busy because it's busy, but not. So, but you know what it is? I got a little news story for you, and I want to talk about and I want to delve into the said news a little bit. And of course, we got some Remember the Assholes, box chase some stories. I have no real stories to tell you there. I got a pie. It's lovely. Also earned my free turkey from Giant Eagle again this year. Love that. So got my bird don't cost me nothing once again here in 2025. So that's dope. And I guess we should get the party started. Let me grab my little news story from you. This is from the Ohio Capitol Journal. The Ohio Secretary of State sends voter fraud allegations to Trump's Justice Department. Nick Evans on the byline. Last week, Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose sent more than 1,000 cases of alleged voter fraud to the U.S. Department of Justice. Critics contend, as LaRose himself has, that enforcing election laws is best handled at the state and local level. Going shopping. Since taking office, LaRose has regularly announced the number of alleged election law violations his office has found. In nearly all cases, those allegations have proven meritless. After reviewing more than 600 cases, for instance, Ohio Republican Attorney General David Yost brought just 6 charges. At the time, Yost grumbled about how many of those referrals were for illegal registration. I think that we ought to be focused on the voting, he said, rather than sidelining violent criminal investigations to check paperwork. Okay. And he's right. Because if they're illegally voting, then it's a problem. But illegally registering, who fucking cares? You know what I'm saying? And Yost's review amounted to basically a second opinion. LaRose has previously referred to those cases to county prosecutors. They largely found there wasn't enough evidence to bring cases. Ohio Prosecuting Attorney Association Executive Director Luke Tobin called LaRose's action an attack on prosecutors. With the U.S. Department of Justice referral, LaRose is again going back to the well, touting an administration that has expressed an interest in actively reviewing and potentially prosecuting election crimes. Yost and Tobin declined to comment for this story, but a measure in the Ohio Senate is illuminating. In the most recent budget, Governor Mike DeWine vetoed a provision allowing the Secretary of State to re-refer election law cases to the Attorney General. if the county prosecutor doesn't bring charges within a year. That ideal came from Senate Bill 4, which has passed the Senate and is now moving through the Ohio House. In testimony against the bill, Tobin criticized its codification of forum shopping. When a prosecutor declines to pursue a case, he said, the matter should end. If a prosecutor decides that a case should not or cannot be prosecuted for whatever reason, the Secretary of State can make the referral to the Attorney General and hope for a different outcome, Tobin wrote. And then, I'm saying, basically, that's not what we're trying to do here. You either fucking did a crime and will be committed, whatever, or you didn't. Don't say, okay, this prosecutor said no, but because he said no, I'm going to still try to get you for something. It's just bullshit. Ohio, you be on some bullshit. This is forum shopping, and it undermines the integrity and legitimacy of our justice system. LaRose's referrals. In a press release, LaRose emphasized the more than 1,200 criminal cases he sent to federal prosecutors. The secretary did not respond to Ohio Capitol Judge's request for an interview or comment. Of LaRose's referrals, about 1,000 appear to be instances of illegal registration alone. LaRose notes 167 examples of non-citizens allegedly casting a ballot spread over the last 8 years of 4 federal elections. Ohioans cast almost 27.5 million ballots in those elections. Even if every single one of LaRose's allegations proved true, that's a rate of 0.0006%.
O'Reilly. Parts.
LaRose also cites 99 cases of people allegedly voting in 2 states in the same election, 16 of people allegedly voting twice in Ohio, and 14 of people allegedly voting after their death. That's another great Simpsons joke. The dead have risen and are voting Republican. Such a good joke. It's when Bob was running for the mayor of Springfield. You had to be there, people. You had to know your Simpsons. Additionally, LaRose referred 4 cases of alleged ballot harvesting and 2 more of people registering at an improper residence. We work tirelessly to ensure that every eligible voter's voice is heard, LaRose said in the press release. And anyone who tries to cheat the system will face serious consequences. It's interesting to me how Vivek Ramaswamy is running for governor of Ohio, but he definitely don't live here. So is that not an issue? Just pointing that out to you people. In addition to those charges brought by Yost last year, in 2023, a Shaker Heights Trump supporter named James Saunders was convicted of voting in Ohio and Florida in at least 2 elections. But LaRose contends his referrals have encountered varying degrees of adjudication from Ohio's 88 county prosecutors, and he'd like the Justice Department to have another look. I formally refer for your consideration the materials we have gathered and submitted to local and state prosecutors, he wrote, and I have included with this letter documentation and evidentiary materials regarding each of the alleged offenses. This dude, he on some bullshit. Always has been. Nobody likes LaRose. His own party don't like him. He be on some bullshit. They know he be on some bullshit, but that's still who they put up to run for this. Actually, I think he won in the primary, and that's how he got the job. So LaRose is you know that name because you've probably seen trucks around this way that says the House of LaRose. They move beer and wine all through the state. That family is who this guy is a member of. Basically, just business people getting into office so they can basically, let their family get away with murder. Allegedly. I'm gonna let that go, but I am gonna bounce over to Reddit, oddly enough, r/Cleveland, because this bothered me. And I know, and I realize it's an off-cycle election. There's nothing federal being looked at this go around, and in most situations, there was not a lot to be voted on around our neck of the woods. But the voter turnout in Cuyahoga County this past Tuesday, 26%. The ballots cast, 221,670 ballots were cast. One of those was mine. One of those was my partner's. Registered voters in Cuyahoga County is 863,229 registered voters. We simply don't have enough people registered to vote, in this county, and we don't have enough people showing up to the polls. And what that does is, I'm not saying it will, I'm saying it could. It reinforces that people don't vote, and then they, and I say they because it's the state, they end up saying, okay, we're going to close some of these polling locations, making it more difficult for people to vote when it's time to vote in larger elections. It takes it's just no time and no effort to, in my neighborhood at least. I just literally go over 2 streets and I vote. And I don't know what it is in your neck of the woods. And it might be a challenge and you might not be able to get there, but I truly wish more people would turn out to vote because it matters. I voted this go around was in my town was city council and school board, and that was it. But I made a point to vote for him. If I look at it, there were not really any close races. But there were some near races, you know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, like that person won by, let's say, 750 votes, you know what I'm saying? Which, when you live in a town, you know what I'm saying, that actually is, you know what I'm saying, oh, that's kind of close. But yet and still, I wish I wish people would get out and vote regularly, more regularly. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you got to hit them all, but at least hit your November elections. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying go hit every primary and every little special election unless some shit popping that you really need to hit the special election. Man, just in November, first Tuesday of November, that's how America moves. Get out and vote, okay? Do that for your man, especially if you're in Cuyahoga County, okay? Needs that from you. That's it. That's your news for the week. That's all I'm going to harp on regarding this particular matter. Oh my gosh. But Daniel, the show is yours, kind sir. Let me click over here. Do we got our bot in the chat, our weekly bot who shows up? Let's click it. It's our weekly bot. We have a bot show up every week and telling us get more viewers, get more streamers by getting down with let's see, what is this? Streamboo.org. Now, I'm not advertising for streamboo.org. I don't use them. But every week, they're here. Let me know that they can get me more.
It's very nice of them.
It's something. It certainly is. Let me play Box's intro, and then we're going to have some story time with Lunchbox.
I hope it's like the Wonder Years where like you got me like playing in the front yard by a white picket fence, and then you know, like me looking lovingly into like my crush's eyes as I kiss for the first time, and then all of a sudden I'm getting on a boat to war. And then,
I thought it would involve books in some way, you know, story time, but you know, damn.
Yeah, I mean, I guess reading Rainbow works too.
Daniel, the reins of the show belong to you, sir.
Well, this is going to be a multi-episode thing.
Ooh.
So
are we going to cut off at a what do you call it? A cliffhanger?
Yeah, like basically I don't have all the information yet, so I'm just going to kind of tell you all what I know.
Okay.
And I'm scheduled to find out more Saturday.
Okay.
But here's what I know now. My mother called me on Monday and wanted to tell me that someone reached out to her on Facebook and told her that she is the daughter of my mother's own unknown brother. Apparently, my grandmother had another child at one point, and he passed away back in 2004 at the age of 31. And he had 2 daughters who ended up in foster care, and they ended up doing like 23andMe or Ancestry.com or something to try and find out who their family is, and found my mom through that somehow. And my mom believes it is probably true because they have pictures of my grandmother. She sent her pictures of my grandmother. Apparently, I like I said, I haven't been in contact with my mom in person yet, so I haven't seen the pictures, and I'm sure there'll be more to the story when I meet up with them on Saturday. I'm supposed to go have breakfast with them. But apparently I have two female cousins in their 30s that live down near Dayton, Ohio.
The grandma who raised you?
My grandmother who raised me. So this whole thing was there was my mom told me this last year, that there was like rumors, or that there was a possibility that so apparently what happened was my grandmother was with my grandfather, but my great grandfather didn't like him, and it turns out for good reason. Well, apparently she had gotten pregnant again after she was supposed to have left him. And I don't know how the baby thing went. Obviously my grandmother's not here any longer to ask. And, my mom wasn't necessarily around, or she was too young or whatever to even understand. I don't know. I have to get more information on the timeline. But it sounds like at one point my grandmother was pregnant with another child and gave him up. And now, that in turn makes it so that I have some biological extended family out there that I didn't know about until 3 days ago.
Damn, 23andMe is out here doing the Lord's work, I guess. That's crazy. How do you feel? I realize that's a big dome of a question. How do you feel about that? But I guess, how did that hit you? How did that news hit you?
Honestly, I feel like in this day and age, it wasn't as shocking to me as it may have been, if we didn't have TVs and movies and the internet. But I've come to realize as I've gotten older, all families have quirks and dirt and scandals and things that they don't, tell everybody and shit.
Yeah.
And, I've just come to realize my family's no different than anybody else. There's secrets. There's, hidden family. There's bitterness. There's everything. I never met my grandfather, and him and my grandmother got divorced, and he never saw my mom, and he lived a mile from my dad. I saw the house all the time. We drove by it all the time. I never met him. Couldn't tell you what he looked like. So I've never seen my biological grandfather on my mom's side. I think he's passed away at this point. So I'll never get to meet him, but yeah, couldn't even tell you what he looked like.
Man, and he probably had his own life that he lived after your grandma. And so,
yeah, he had a family over there. They had their Pittsburgh Steelers flag on their porch, and he got remarried, and he had, more kids and stuff. So I've got uncles and aunts and probably cousins and all kinds of people out there that I've never met that I don't know who they are. I had this conversation with my brother a couple weeks ago for a different reason. And I told him, I'm like, how fucked up would it be if you got on a dating app and then you get with your cousin and you don't, but you don't know it's your cousin, I'm like, but then you find out at some point later down the line, I'm like, that'd be really fucking soul crushing and ugh.
Yeah, that does send a chill up the one spine.
Yeah.
Man, you always hear about, of course, it's more likely you hear about fathers, you know what I'm saying? Giving up a kid for, or just leaving a family.
Yeah, so, having a family in the next town over.
Yeah. So to have it be a woman is, man, every story about your grandma makes her a damn fascinating subject. You know what I'm saying? There should be a book about that woman. It just.
Yeah, I had no idea that she suffered from severe crippling anxiety.
Yeah.
That she was medicated for until this past year.
I know you say that, but I feel like you didn't know it was actually.
Yeah. Now that I know that's what it was there, the things make sense.
Yeah.
Now that I know that, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, yeah, now I get why she wore the same clothes all the time, and she didn't want to do things with people, and she hated going to family dinners, and I'm like, it makes 100% perfect sense. And
Box told a story some years ago about how he knew a shortcut or a more reasonable way to get somewhere, and his grandma just has a specific way of driving to a specific to this spot, and he was like, "Grandma, I know, just do it, just hook this left or whatever it was, this right," and she did it, but she was of course freaked out by it, and so of course it all makes sense as to why, because she had issues, because all of us do, and yeah, that makes perfect sense. That's, man, boy, that's why his stories out on Lunchbox, y'all. He come through delivering. I can't wait for the more of this, because that's wild. So my granddaddy, of course, Papa was a Rolling Stone. So I always knew my Aunt Joanne stuck out for a reason. It's like, what's going on with that one? And as it turns out, it was just Aunt Joanne had a whole different mama. Granddaddy that was just one of Granddaddy had kids with another chick, and so I was like, oh. And at the reunion earlier this year, she was kind of regaling us with a story about that and about how, you know what I'm saying, she didn't feel comfortable calling my grandma mom or mama because she had a mama. And I guess whatever my grandma said to her to soothe her, let her know, hey, it's cool, man. You family too, and it's gonna be all right, and so forth. And it's just, yeah, man. The back in the day, folk was getting down. I swear they pretended a lot of us like oh no, they were all just so chaste. Well, that can't possibly be the case now, can it?
That's where all the scandals come into play, man. So I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Every family's got these secrets. Just people try to keep that shit under wraps or pretend like it doesn't exist.
Yeah. Everybody wants to be like, that's another thing. I think we have we are quite literally putting the pussy on a pedestal, and we have got to stop being so whatever about sex. It's just not that big a deal. What can come of it is a big deal. You know, children, sexually transmitted infections. Yes, that can be a big deal. But just getting down to get down, it should not be. We should not make such a stink about it in our heads. But we can't help ourselves because we've been made to believe that it's either the worst thing possible, via churches and stuff like that there, or the grossest thing possible by our parents or in school and stuff like that there, and blah blah blah. So we always get jacked up in our brains about it, and it leads to unnecessary shame, and us worried about how we move and so forth and so on. And then things like this, it becomes scandalous. Whereas this didn't have to be scandalous. She just had the good sense to know she couldn't go raising this child, so gave the child up for, I assume, adoption. I don't know, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? And I think I wish, I don't know if she knew it was okay, and I hope she knew it was okay. That's what I'll go with. You know what I'm saying? We hope that she knows that it's okay to have done that. We hope he had a decent life. Unfortunately, I know we heard, saying, like you said, he passed away at a very young age, and that sucks. But man, that sucks because, like I said, they that means that you said they went into the system, right?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, like, you don't know. So I can't say what you don't know anything at this point. That's the cliffhanger.
Yeah, I've told you because I wasn't on the phone with her very long because I had to get ready to go to bowling league.
Yeah.
And like I said, so I'm tentatively scheduled to have breakfast with them at the Golden Corral on Saturday morning, which I didn't even fucking know Golden Corral had breakfast because I haven't stepped foot in a Golden Corral in like 15 years.
I'm gonna be real with you. I've always wanted to go to Golden Corral breakfast. I think I've gotten to Golden Corral near brunch, so it's less good shit going on. But a Golden Corral breakfast, well, one seems deadly. Just seems like you could probably eat far too much, but also deadly. And like, man, all the pancakes, get some waffles, some eggs, throw some cheese on them shits. Give me some of them grits. Yes, all of this.
Grits with the jelly.
No,
Did you watch the video I sent to the Instagram chat?
Clearly not.
God damn it, T, dude, man. I don't even know why I fucking bother anymore.
That's me in on TikTok. That bitch, I keep that motherfucker full. But here, so grits. Okay, there are in the black community there is a divide. It is savory grits and it's sweet grits, and it's motherfuckers who don't play about it.
This was a video put up by Tony Baker.
Oh, say word.
His friend, a fellow comedian,
took
a video of himself at a Waffle House saying that he knew his black friends are going to be mad at him, but he likes jelly on his grits, and he showed himself eating grits with jelly on it.
Yeah.
And then Tony Baker did his famous cut-in where he starts talking about the shit that he just saw in the video in a way that only Tony Baker can.
Yeah.
And so it was like a 2-minute video of him talking about the grits and stuff.
See, look. I didn't even know this. I don't know this. So that's crazy to me that I am talking about grits with you and you just sent me some shit about grits. And you sent me a shit about the damn Baja Blast Pie. That's Box in my head, not knowing he in my head. That's because that's my homeboy and he in my heart and my soul. So that's cool. So.
Yeah, when you texted us earlier for the picture from the Taco Bell drive-thru, I was like, oh, cool. T watched the video I sent him.
No. So I'm gonna be real with you. It's like Apple versus Android, and it's savory versus sweet shit. Motherfuckers, and it's the same. The savory people is the ones who be mad about it. The sweet people can give a fuck. Truly, cannot give a fuck. I don't care. If I can get me on some cheese grits, some shrimp and cheese grits, great. If not, and you just serve me up a bowl of grits, and then I'll hit that shit with some maple syrup or some sugar and butter. I'll eat them sweet. I'll eat them savory. I don't care. And I think that's mostly what people who eat sweet grits are. It's like, I don't think they are like, I have to have them sweet all the time. I think they just don't care. Like, I'll take them sweet. I'll take them savory. I'm good either way. But people who eat them bitches savory be thinking I'm like the worst human being possible because how dare me put some sugar in my grits? And I'm just like, but bitch, they my grits. You didn't buy these grits. I bought these grits. Don't worry about what I'm doing with my situation because they my grits. And people just be angry about it for no damn reason. It's like, that's nothing to be mad about. But also, neither is phones, and neither is if you got a PlayStation or Xbox, or if you play on a PC or whatever. So sometimes, man, this we just want to be mad for no damn reason.
Well, according to Tony Baker, putting jelly on your grits is diabolical.
It don't do it for me. What kind of jelly was it?
It looked like strawberry.
Yeah, that don't do it. Already I got a problem. But I'm not mad about it.
You don't like strawberry jam?
I don't.
Oh, man. God damn.
Sorry, I'm a grape guy. Oddly enough, here's one that people sleep on. So you ever seen the little short jars with the little plaid lid?
Hmm?
They cost like $5-6 a jar at this point.
Yeah, and they got like the sticker on them that look like they were like handmade.
Yeah. They have a wide selection of flavors, and one of those I had before was like a cherry. It's cherry and something else. It wasn't just straight cherry. It's cherry mixed with something else. And that one was chef's kiss. Worked well with everything. Toast, biscuits, peanut butter, and that, fantastic across the board. So it's not like I'm whatever. Strawberry is just not a fruit I move with. I never have. I get why one might. I'm not upset by if you enjoy it. It's just not. It has never been my little flavor profile. So I don't move with it. We've eaten breakfast at a lot of places in this life, sir. You and I, and I don't think we've ever eaten anything out of abnormal. You know what I'm saying? Some eggs, mashed browns, a little sausage, some bacon, whatever, whatnot.
Yeah, I don't go crazy with my breakfast orders. Aren't really eccentric.
Yeah. So I don't feel like
I never even had grits until recently.
Yeah, savory or sweet?
Yeah, they were like cheese grits.
Yeah, what'd you think?
They were fine.
Yeah. A well-made cheese grits that might have a little bit of a cheese pull on them. You know what I'm saying? You get a little scoop and like, oh, okay, that cheddar doing something. It it be doing something. It's really, really tasty. Yeah, so I can appreciate that. Again, also, like I said, a bowl of sweet grits is fine by me too. I can't care, man.
Yeah, like having had it, like I think it's fine with cheese, but I think like if I had it like with some jam and it mixed in, because the one egregious thing I will say about the guy's original video,
Yeah,
is that like the jelly that he put on the grits, it was like, you know, when you go to like a diner and they got the little like
little
Smuckers,
packs, little square joints.
yeah. It looked like he just took the shit out of the packet and put it on top and then didn't spread it. So when he took the bite, it was literally just a spoonful of grits with like the jelly packed like intact on top. So that was an egregious follow-up out of him. But I'm not denouncing the thought.
It's like he was eating Jello and grits at the same time.
Yeah.
No bueno. I get the why. It again. I don't care, but I can understand why that can make somebody's tummy feel weird. Looking at somebody do that, like, oh. So of course, you know, the English are constantly mad at us on TikTok, and one lady was like, "I just don't understand. Peanut butter and jelly makes no sense." Of course, jelly over there is Jello to us. Jam is jam over there. That works. Preserves are preserves. They understand that. But jelly is what we call Jello. And she was over there making a peanut butter and Jello sandwich and was like, this is disgusting. I don't understand. And of course, the Americans was like, that's because you stupid. And you don't understand what we are saying when we say jelly over here. We just basically mean jam. Go get you some peanut butter and jam and hook that up and it'll change your life. And that's the thing. That's the fun part about that is almost every time somebody finally has peanut butter and jelly as we make it, strawberry, raspberry, whatever they want to put on it, and their lives are forever changed. They're like, oh, I understand what Americans is talking about now. That's been a delight to watch. I watched this woman today eat for the first time. I think I sent that I might have sent that in one of our chats. She had cheesecake, and she had it from Cheesecake Factory. She got a lemon meringue cheesecake, which I thought sounded fire. And she's like, I don't really like cheesecake, but I do like lemons and blah, blah, blah. And she's British. And I think she lives in the States now or visiting the States. And she takes that first bite. And that's the thing. You always see their face change when they're like, this what motherfucker's been talking about this whole time. And it's like, you watch their face melt as it's like Lethal Shooter. I understand it now. It's like all of a sudden you fully grasp what we talking about over here. We got good food over here. I'm not on some old, the English have terrible food.
That's why we're fucking obese.
Like a mug. They announced today that they're about to cut the price on these obesity drugs because the obesity drugs have been helping with the obesity epidemic in this country. And I think when I talk to my doctor next, I'm gonna holler at him about it, see if he thinks that's something I should be fucking with. Just because I'm at this point 50 years old and I got high blood pressure. Probably, you know what I'm saying? I've been taking high blood pressure meds for a while now. I'm like, you know what I'd like to do? Maybe lose weight and not have high blood pressure no more and not have to take meds with it. And I know you're saying you should exercise and eat better and blah, blah, blah. I've done these things. I've tried these things and I've had varying success. I have lost some weight before with exercise, but I also gained it right back. I have tried to be better about my consumption and I make it for a stretch and then I don't make it. And so I'm from a country of really good food and they seem to have figured out a way to help me medically. It seems to work. And like I said, when next I visit my doctor, I might just have a chop it up with him and be like, do you think that will work for a nigga like me? And if he says yes, then we'll look into it. And if he says no, he thinks I should be trying something else. I'm going to assume the guy who went to medical school has good sense and knows what he's talking about in regard to me. So we'll see. But lemon meringue cheesecake sound fire. I don't know if I'm going to slide through and get one because if I'm going to get some cheesecake, it's probably going to be their Reese's version. They have like 3 different peanut butter and chocolate situations at the Cheesecake Factory. They have one that is Reese's. They have one that's like Rick's cheesecake or some shit like that there. And then there's another one. It's fantastic, people. Get down. That's how we move. All right. Box left you on the cliffhanger. Worry not. We'll come back to that next week when we record. Again, I told you I have no real story, but you just heard multiple stories from me. We just discussed a bunch of things. It's grits, food, it's weight loss. I think I did an okay. Tea time. There you go. You got tea. You got timed. So it's okay. So we keep it motherfucking moving. So thus far, once again, I posted a show today. I've not received a letter from Spotify telling me my music is weird, although that might take longer than you think. But I did put the episode that's missing, which is 586. Yeah, it is up for free on our Patreon. You can just go to the Patreon and go listen to that over there if you can't find it in other podcast venues, because it has not been posted. So let me go look at my. See, they reposted. No, it has not. It has not come back. We are still missing episode 586 of Another Life. It's just sad. This is a really good episode, and so. But Magic Stand is up today. I don't know if you saw the art for that box, but I was very proud of it. I just took the picture from the video for Stan, and I found the word magic from Magic the Gathering. I don't know if this is a new or the old version of the Magic logo. Oh, you know what? I can just kind of show it to you here. Let me just open this art up, and I can show you this week's show art. I forget I have options here. Image. You guys don't know, I do the behind the scenes stuff of art and the like. So let me share a screen. Understand. Screen. Okay, so that is the episode that went up today's show art. And then, like I said, I pulled I got a transparent PNG of Magic cards. And I put them on there and there. That because Bach said last week he's not a Magic stan, and I just thought that was hilarious when he said it. And so, of course, that's the widescreen. That's on the video.
I find it funny you use looks like German spelled cards.
I just went for it. I said transparent PNG Magic deck, and that is what I found. So that's the square version. That is what I put up on Instagram. When I put it on Instagram, I have not put it on Instagram. And this is, of course, the story size version of it. You know what I'm saying? I try to make all the sizes that I could use to advertise the show. But yeah, it definitely seems German. Are those real cards that they didn't even look familiar? Like, I know that card.
I mean, I know what the cards are. I just don't like.
No,
Bromakas Biful.
And that does say Planeswalker, so that's kind of something, right?
Yeah, I mean that's a type.
Okay. I feel good about that. Anyway, I had fun making that art.
Gideon von Bordoden von First Ratcher des Volschan.
Your Sprecher. That's definitely Sprecher. And I guess this is Walt. Was Woods maybe? It's 2 lands cards. Is that what that is?
Yeah, those are forests.
Okay. Vald. Look at us learning, doing the dang thing. If you ever wonder how that comes together, like I said, Bach said something funny to me last week. I wrote it down on the show notes because I had to keep show notes up, and I said show title Magic Stand. And I knew when you said it, I already knew this is going to be the overall theme of it. I was just like, how am I going to put this together? And that's how I put that together. Somebody appreciates it, y'all. But okay, I appreciate it, and I hope somebody else out there sees it and appreciates it. So, because I think it's pretty. I think we do pretty interesting work out here. So that's all I'm saying. Sorry, let me close this window. Anyway, like I said, currently 587 is up, available everywhere you can get your podcast from. And if it goes down, I'll like I said, I'll just throw it up on the old Patreon free of charge. You can just go over to Stage Krunchy Milk on Patreon and enjoy it over there. But right now, man, there's a lot of videos that just showed up underneath their video tab. Maybe it's because I'm using, so also this week I'm using Chrome instead of Microsoft Edge. And so there are things here that aren't normally here. But that's kind of neat. There's a whole selection of videos that aren't the videos I make. I guess they just provide for us. Okay, I'm gonna play you one. This one, let's Let's see. Here, let's see what this one does. Okay, this is me trying something that I've never done before. So check this out, John. I don't know. It's kind of neat. I have no use for it. We have an outro already. We have a video that plays when we finish the show. But there you go. But what we play right now, when we slide over to Reddit into the subreddit Emma the Asshole, is this. The song is called Killer. And it's not called whatever that dude who tried to put it up on Spotify has called it. Don't fall for his nonsense. It's not what it is. Grumple Gus. Fucking up my business, my operations. Don't do that. This is gonna sound dumb. You have to listen to this week's Krunchy J because for whatever reason we get into talking about feet, and it was hilarious. And I was like, wait a minute, we don't do that on this show. We do stuff like that over here. But it's pretty hilarious. And I think it's great. And that episode will be up tomorrow if you're watching this live. And it's already up now if you're watching this when this comes out next week. Hilarious. Got a good bit here. I got 3 for you, Bucks. Let me pull this over here. Emma the Asshole for showing my girlfriend some criticism of Taylor Swift's latest album after she asked for it. Emma the Asshole for ignoring my girlfriend. Emma the Asshole, girlfriend sold my brother her car for $6,000 on a payment plan. He totaled the car and gave it to me totaled. I don't cover the remainder of his payment plan.
I'd like to hear the Taylor Swift one just for personal reasons.
I got you. I do Taylor Swift, and I want to do this car payment plan one because I think you'll dig it. Not dig it, but I think you'll have something to say about it. That's what I love your insights. Emma the Asshole for showing my girlfriend some criticism of Taylor Swift's latest album after she asked for it. Taking just that to heart, Box? Is this person an asshole?
No.
I don't know how you could be. Somebody asked you for something, you gave it to them. Unless he or she, I don't know, came in off the hook on some old, angry, then you could be the asshole. So how you present this is how it's decided if you are or are not the asshole.
Well, let us judge their rectum.
Indeed. My girlfriend is a big Taylor Swift fan. Last weekend, when we were cuddling, I asked how she liked the latest album. What?
Just laughing at the thought of this.
Oh, okay. I asked how she liked the latest album. She'd really been waiting for it to drop. She said it was good and asked me how I liked it. And I said I hadn't got the chance to listen to it, but I just asked because some people were flaming it on Twitter. She asked me about what. I said I wasn't sure, just that I'd read when it came across to me. She insisted she wanted to see the posts, so I showed them to her. She read it, disagreed with a few of them out loud, tried to explain to me why they were wrong, and I just agreed with her. Last night we were driving one of the songs, maybe 2, and they didn't put 2. We were driving, one of the songs in the latest album came up on. Okay, last night we were driving, and there should be comma. One of the latest songs came up on her Spotify. And during it, she told me I ruined the album and Taylor Swift for her. I thought she was joking, but she was serious. Am I the asshole for having brought up all the criticism I came across to her?
No. Does this woman never heard of the outside world before? Other opinions exist other than hers. Like, come on now. And it's not even like this person said anything bad. He said, I saw other people saying bad shit.
She's saying Taylor's ruined for her because other people criticize Taylor? Or does the criticism have something to it? I guess is the question.
I think that's one of those things where, like, when you haven't seen a movie yet, and then And I think like this is crazy that she's applying this logic to this, but like, you know, when you haven't seen a movie and you're kind of looking forward to it, and then you hear someone else be like, it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, or whatever. And then it's like, it kind of kills your enthusiasm for wanting to go see it now. And I'm like, I feel like that's what she's doing here, but it feels stupid to me that she's doing it to this because she already loves Taylor Swift. She already enjoyed the album. I don't understand what she's like logically doing here. Yeah, and I don't understand how this other person could be an asshole when she asked him and he just said, "Oh, I didn't even listen to it, but I saw these other people saying this."
Yeah.
It's not like, "Oh, I saw these people saying this and I agree with them, and that's why I don't listen to it and fuck her." Like, he's just like, "Oh, this is what they said. I don't know. I don't have an opinion."
Yeah. Weird. I'm not. It's cool and it's okay that maybe you've had your eyes open to some criticism of her and are like, "Hey, man, I don't know if I can bank with her set no more." But that's not your man.
Oh man, could that be like the awakening here? Just like, I was blind, but now my eyes have been open thanks to the power of Twitter.
I stay woke. Let's take a look at Jesus Christ. Let's look at some of these comments, and the first one made me already laugh. What do you think the first comment is, Box?
Shake it off,
bro. Oh my God! Fourth comment. Good job. First comment. Do you and her have bad blood now, sir? One thing's for sure: they definitely got problems, and I don't think they can solve them. Yeah, we really made a deep cut. I think they could shake it off. And then somebody Browns, hey, the story of them looks a lot like a tragedy now. It's a love story. Baby, please say yes. I'm just reading you these comments to go down. He did not save her from the fate of Ophelia. One of the songs is Fate of Ophelia. Vanessa loves it. She keeps playing that song. Not keeps playing, but she plays that song regularly. Nah, bro, he's the problem. It's him. OP is kind of an anti-hero if you think about it. She sounds like a nightmare wrapped in a daydream. It's like all these Taylor Swift songs. It's like, it's so well done. They are never, ever, ever getting back together. Meh, shake it off. Why you got to be so mean? Band-Aids don't fix bullet holes. Sounds like their song is slamming screen door. And it's just like, it's just that whole flock of Reddit. Well done. All of you. I raise my cup, sir. Let's see. Here's the one gold post I see, but it's a response to other things. So let me read the two above it and then the gold post. Not the asshole. She sounds like a child. You ruined blank for me. Is not the way mature people speak. Sure thing. Somebody responds to that. Also, it's just hearing critiques. If just hearing critiques of it ruined it for her, then it wasn't good in the first place. And she was keeping her mindset of I love Taylor Swift no matter what. If you actually love something, you're not going to stop liking it just because other people dislike it. Exactly. And then the gold post underneath that is, if they did, I wouldn't still like Nickelback.
Love me some Nickelback.
Is Nickelback Photograph?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey. You know I get confused with Creed. I know it's wrong. I know they are two different operations. I'm sorry. It's white dudes.
One day you'll learn.
It's white dudes singing. I can never. We always got a Creed one for me, and I can't remember it.
Do you remember that argument that you and I got into like 12 years ago in the office one day because you were trying to argue, like it was trolling on my end, no lie, but you were trying to like argue that like some artist was better than Nickelback, and I was disagreeing with you because Nickelback had gone like multi-platinum and like the other person only sold like 500,000 copies of their albums or whatever. I don't remember exactly who it was, but
I don't. Only fight I ever remember us getting into was Android Apple situation.
I do remember that one too. Yeah, The funny thing though is the music one. I didn't even start that one. You started that one with somebody else that used to be on this show, and I stepped in
and just trolled a little bit.
Yeah, I took it over.
still going. He just froze on me, and I'm sure he'll pop back up here shortly. You. Oh no, he had to go. All right. Well, hopefully he'll be right back. I saw him freeze, and then he popped right back. There he is. Yeah. Yeah, you froze, and then I saw you pop back, and I was like, "Can you hear me?" And then you disappeared.
Yeah, I like it froze, and then I saw like I heard you, and then like my mic thing went away.
Your bars? Yeah.
My bars all went away, and then I locked up for a minute.
All right, very good. Internet, y'all. It be internet, so we have to hope for the whatever. But now, that is something I can truly say I have kind of I think I've grown on, and I simply to this girl. I mean, it's like yeah, I guess you could fight this shit, but the reality of it is, and we talked about it. Nickelback and Creed separately, something like 8 million on one side, 5 million on the other, and I don't remember who had who. I think Creed sold more. I think when we looked it up, it was Nickelback had sold, and then like so many, and so people like it. People like Creed, people like Nickelback, and it's okay for people to like them things. And who cares what? Not saying who cares what anybody else's think, because I don't like that mindset either. But
Creed has sold over 53 million albums worldwide.
Maybe I'm putting 5 and 3 together to make 8. And then
28 million in the United States.
And then if you go look at Nickelback, if Creed is 53, I think Nickelback is just like maybe 8 million less than them or something like that.
Yeah, Nickelback has sold 50 million albums worldwide.
Yeah. So it's fine. It's ducky, people. It's like, you get down with it and you move accordingly. And you kind of, I'm not saying don't care. It's just like enjoy what you enjoy. Love who you want to love. Be who you want to be, to quote the scholar Ray J. Because that's just all that matters, man. I'm sad that this Taylor Swift fan has had her fandom struck a blow by people talking about or criticizing this album in some way, shape, or form. And I don't know if it's the musical situation or is it basically lightweight seeming racist. That's some stuff you got to look into. I'm telling you, it's out there. I'm not going to give it to you. Just letting you know. Some people are saying, yeah, that's lightweight racist, Taylor, which is kind of fucked up to me because it's like, I don't know. She seemed pretty cool in recent years. And then I wonder what happened. All of a sudden they had her, I don't know. But then everybody in this country lately seemed racist. It's wild. It's just, and so I'm like, is she racist? Is what she's saying racist? Or is what she's saying is she lightweight jealous of her boyfriend's ex? And I guess you could be that, but it seems weird to be jealous of your boyfriend's ex because he's your boyfriend now, or your fiance is
fiance.
Yeah. So it's like, why give a damn what happened in the past with him in his relationship? You think he gives a damn that you was dating any number of Loki or John Mayer or whomever else? You know what I'm saying? Joe Jonas? Was it Joe Jonas?
Wasn't she with the dude who was the werewolf in the Twilight movie?
Oh, yeah, Taylor Lautner. Yeah. Any number of gentlemen. You think Travis Kelce is sitting there? I guess he don't write music, and she does, and that's how she expresses herself. Can't call it. I don't know if Taylor Swift's racist. I hope Taylor Swift is not racist, but also don't listen to Taylor Swift music. So I have no real affinity for her either way. I just hope that she's not, because I hope she's a good person, and I hope everybody out there is a good person as best one can be, and can't call it. Won't call it. And I'm sad that this woman has had her fandom shaken like that, because it sucks when somebody you love does some dumb shit. Maybe, because I don't even know, because that might be the criticism, but it might just be they don't like the way the album is sequenced. I don't know the criticism. I'm telling you, the only criticism I am aware of is that criticism. So who knows? You know what people have been saying lately? I'm actually going to wheel this back around to Halo, because we just talked about that last week. So the president and one of the organizations that the president has control over played a Taylor Swift song over some stuff, and people were like, "Why is she not putting in a fight saying, hey, don't play this shit?" The president also and ICE put up a picture of Halo the other day. They made the picture of President Trump as the Master Chief, and then they were like, take it to the flood of illegal immigrants with a picture of the Halo. And the guy who made that art and initially made Halo was like, yo, fuck that. That's some bullshit. And Microsoft should do something about it. And Microsoft hasn't done anything about it. What else did he do? He did something. I think there's another one, like a Pokemon one or something. They're like, why is Nintendo not fighting? And it's all like, I think everybody knows or has become aware. If you fight this knucklehead on this shit, all he does is make your life hard. So if you just stay quiet, I know you're saying, bro, don't stay quiet. I know we shouldn't stay quiet. I know we should be fighting the good fight as best we can. But also, it's okay to be fearful of the possible recriminations from such shit. And Taylor Swift may be saying, hey, bro, don't do that shit, could get her caught up in some nonsense. And I think it's perfectly okay for her to be like, I cannot be bothered with some nonsense right now. It's reasonable for people not to be like, I can fight the fight today. Because maybe today she can't fight the fight. But maybe another fight she can fight. And so I'm hopeful that is just what's going on here. That people are like, man, don't fuck with that dude because he wild. You talk bad about him and he really be trying to show up and have people bring charges against you. It's crazy. So... That's what I'm going to assume that's what's popping with that, and not that Taylor Swift is a racist. And I know your people are like, well, she should fight, and I'm like, bruh, some people got some fight in them, and some people don't, and that's okay. Okay. Am the asshole. Girlfriend sold my brother her car for $6,000 on a payment plan. He totaled the car, and then gave it to me totaled. I don't cover the remainder of his payment plan. I don't understand how that would be an am I the asshole question. Are you an asshole for not covering the rest of his payment plan because he gave you a total car? I don't understand how he could be an asshole. Is there some way you think this man could be an asshole for this?
Logically speaking, no.
Yeah, I can't make good sense of that. But let's read it and let's see. My girlfriend had a car valued around $8,000 in perfect working condition. My younger brother needed a car and had no money. So she gave it to him on a payment plan for $6,000, around $120 a month. A couple of years go by, he gets into a front-end collision and the front is destroyed. Radiator's cracked in half and it has a bunch of electrical problems. He goes ahead and buys another car and lets the original one sit. I told him, if I sell the car, wait a minute. I told him I'll take it for more. I'm trying to read. I'm just gonna zoom in on it a little bit. Maybe I'm just like blind. Which, you see me with these thick ass glasses. Of course I'm a little blind. Okay. I guess the radiator is cracked, bunch of electrical problems. He goes ahead and buys another car and lets the original one sit. I told him I'll take it for more than the junkyard. Okay, I'll take it for more than the junkyard and offer him $400. He declines the $400 and we agree that if I sell the car, he can just have the money if it sells for in the future. Okay. I take the car from him in not working condition, bring it to a mechanic and fix it.
That was weird.
It was just 3-4 loop. Everything seems to be going still, so we're gonna keep moving. I take it to a mechanic and fix it. He still owes my girlfriend $2,000 of payments and continues paying the debt for 4 months. Then texts me saying, you're going to have to take over the payments now. I would never have considered taking the car and fixing it if magically 4 months later, the debt is now mine. The car is worth free. This is how this is written. Is worth free $1,000 at most in the condition now after fixing it. Entire family says that I'm in the wrong, but I don't see how. I don't see how I could be in the wrong here. Okay, I've given you what.
So does this person own this car now?
his brother gave him the car?
Because I thought like he was getting it fixed up to sell it. I'm confused by the situation now.
Let's go over that again. Okay. I tell him I'll give him more than the junkyard and offer him $400. He declines the $400, and we agree that if I sell the car, he can have the money it sells for in the future. Okay. I take the car from him in not working condition, bring it to a mechanic, and fix it. He still owes my girlfriend $2,000 of payments and continues making these payments for 4 months before texting him and saying, "You're going to take over the payments now."
So he got the car fixed with the intention of selling it. So shouldn't they just sell the car and then whatever he paid the mechanic to fix it minus plus whatever he owes the girlfriend, then the brother can get the remainder? Isn't that the most logical sense here?
It makes sense to me. Edit. I left out some information that is crucial for you guys' questions. Girlfriend sold him the car on a $6,000 payment plan with everything in writing. She had him sign a contract. The title is under my brother's name with a lien of my girlfriend's name. 2, brother started being late on his payments with no explanation or attempt to reach out to girlfriend. 3, front-end accident occurred and car stopped working. Brother was going to junk it because it was sitting in a paid parking spot. 4, girlfriend tried to tell him that it's fixable and not really worth junking. Brother declined and doubled down saying he will junk it. 5, brother demanded that the lien be signed off so he can junk the car. Girlfriend obliged and made him sign another contract. 6, brother never junked the car. Instead, gave it to me. I offered him money, but he declined, just wants the sale money. I don't know why you wouldn't have just sold it to your brother. Anyway. 7, a couple of months pass. Brother commands me to take over the payment because he's leaving for the Army. I decline and say that's his debt. I offer to give him the car back instead of the $2,000, and he declines. 8, entire family turns on me. 9, brother's girlfriend pays off the rest of the debt to my girlfriend. Family still says I should have paid for it. 10, car is still under his name with a lien on it. He never took the lien off. There you go. That's the story, Daniel. I don't know how this man could be the asshole. It's weird that, I don't know. And no, you shouldn't have paid the debt because that man was under contract to pay these bills. Pay these bills. Pay your fat. That's the word. That's what it is. What it is. Mm-hmm. So no, there's no way your family should be on some bullshit. Let's read one of these comments. Not the asshole. Your brother owes the debt to your girlfriend per condition of the sale. Your agreement with your brother gives him money from the sale in a completely different arrangement. Your brother's an asshole trying to take advantage of you. Your family are a bunch of assholes enabling him. And the OP responds, my thoughts exactly. So it's not like he don't seem to know it. If you didn't know, Reddit thinks this person is not the asshole. I'm scrolling down a little bit to see if I see anything. Everyone sucks here. I don't know how your girlfriend is putting up with either you two on this. And somebody responds to him, exactly. Seems like one thing both of these brothers have going for them is finding women out of their league. That guy's not an asshole. That was a weird amateur asshole. So worry not. We keep it motherfucking moving. Box, you been watching anything, reading anything, playing anything?
I have been watching Elementary. I am on, I think, episode 8 of season 6 now. So I have 13 episodes left in season 6, and I think there's 13 episodes in season 7, and then I'm done. I did buy the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, but I have not started reading it yet.
Okay. Very good. What did I watch? What did we watch the other day? So we watched, okay, so Great British Bake Off comes on in England on Tuesday nights. So the final was this week. And I literally just finished recording our episode reviewing last week's episode, the semifinal. And I was like, I got to watch this final, and I got to watch it tonight. I needs to know. So of course I go to my sources, I get the episode, I download it to the computer, and I stream it over to the TV. And me and Vanessa watched the final the same night it came on in England, which I thought was kind of kick ass. So I know who won. I won't break the surprise for Americans who don't get that episode until tomorrow or in a couple hours here or whatever. But I know who won. So I watched that. What else did we watch? Gosh, I feel like we watched something else, but I cannot recall what it was. So there you go. I watched that. I watched Bake Off. Y'all ain't been watching too much of anything. I watch YouTube by the boatload, spoons full of it, tons of mythical. You know what I watched? That's what it was. I procured via sources the Good Mythical Evening 2025. I've never seen one. I kind of always wonder what they do on the Good Mythical Evening because it's like, see, they get drunk and have a good time. We was watching it. All of the crew, Rhett and Link, and everybody swearing hard and making sexualized humor does not feel comfy. It feels like an HR violation that I'm watching on TV. And I'm like, this makes me uncomfortable. At one point, Emily did have her whole ass out. And that's kind of great because I fuck with Emily Fleming the long and the short way. And it was kind of nice to see her ass. But also, like, she was sitting there shaking her titties at one point. Just literally, that was a part of it. Shaking her titties and talking about drinking and this, that, and the third. And like I said, all of it just felt like an HR violation. It made me uncomfortable. We did not finish watching it. We was like, all right, we good. Let's go ahead and turn this off and go watch something else. Vanessa was watching, what is it, Dairy? What's that Dairy show?
Welcome to Dairy.
Yeah, she's been watching.
I haven't started it yet.
Yeah, so that's kind of been playing in my background over here. She also started watching that new Ryan Murphy show that Kim Kardashian stars in. That immediately, once I saw that the internet said Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 0, and everybody on the internet started complaining about it, I knew from then that show was probably going to be a good time because people just don't like Kim Kardashian, and so they try to shit on her at all times. And I'm not saying I love Kim K. I don't have no real affinity toward her, but I also can tell when the internet is just dogpiling. You know what I'm saying? And so Vanessa watched like the first 3 available episodes and said it's so much fun and so good. And I was just like, I knew it would be. Once I heard the internet say it was the contrary, I kind of knew what the fuck it was. And guess what? I'm right. I am playing Ghost of Yote. I told you I still love that game. I messed around with a little bit of Fortnite The Simpsons. It's really, really, really good, and I kind of want to get back to it because I think it's a very good time to be at there. So I'm telling you right now, you might want to get down with some Fortnite The Simpsons while it's going on. It goes for like a month, and I think it's a good time to be at there. Let's see. Anything else? I think that's all I've really been watching. I haven't been reading anything or any podcasts that are out of my normal. So, oddly enough, the Get Played with Erika Ishii, who plays the Ghost of Yote. She plays the character in that game. Was really fun. It's really good to hear her talk about her experience doing VO and motion capture for that game and talking video games in general because she's actually a gamer. So it's fun to hear her talking about it, and I think that's a good episode. So if you go find the Get Played episode with Erika Ishii on it, I think it's a good listen. And so that's what's crackulating over there. But housekeeping, please tune in every Thursday, right around 8:30ish Eastern time. Where you can typically join us in the chat on Twitch and or YouTube. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and share and all the things you're supposed to do on YouTube. So that way we're in more people's feeds. We're slowly but surely getting there, Box. We are at last check 148 subscribers. So almost about to hit that 150 I wanted to hit. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Remember 500, you see a nipple.
We have not decided whose nipple or what nipple. A nipple. You could be holding up his cat. Like, look, it's a cat nipple.
They got a lot of them to choose from.
If you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please hit us with them 5 stars. Again, it makes a lot of difference. It helps us be seen by more people, and hopefully that gets more people listening to the show. and getting down with what we do over here. If you want to support the show financially, consider joining us over on Patreon. There's some goodies that you can get over there for your support, and there's some free stuff over there just for being there. So you just want to say, hey, I'm going to go join. You can join Patreon for free. You can just be like, okay, I'm basically subscribe to it like a newsletter. You know what I'm saying? So anything free that comes up is automatically yours if you go do that. I mean, it'd be dope if you gave us a couple of dollars, but I'm not forcing the issue. I know what the economy is right now, so worry not. We got merch though over at tpublic.com/user stays Krunchy and Milk, all one word. Krunchy, of course, being spelled with a K. It's the holidays. Consider copping a shirt. You know what I'm saying? And or a phone case or whatever you think might do somebody nice gift wise. Feel free to give us a call at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. We'd certainly love to hear from you. Our missing man is the 216's own Tatum, always here in spirit, worrying not. Whenever he can come back, he will. And until then, don't even trip off of it, y'all. That is, of course, the Right Reverend Lunchbox 2099.
On the podcast.
We out here doing the damn thing. I am the internet's Tayrail 713. Don't make me push you into traffic. We'll do it again next time. Peace.
What happened to your ass? It used to be beautiful.
Stays crunchy and milk.